What's up, guys? Key Trade. Today is June 11th, big CPI day. We came out with a nice win. Today is going to be a full recap day. I'm going to go over majority of the setups that you could have taken inside the model. Let's get right into it. Testimonials for the day. I took 13 micros on our trade. 819 profit after commission. We got 798. Member took his own trade. Own trades as well. Pre-market plan, simple. Again, data candle play, right? If we sweep the highs, I want to find the reversal shorts. And then vice versa. If we sweep the data lows, I want to find the reversal longs to the data highs. Again, we got this reversal long, just did not hit the TP. So the first potential trade would have been an SMT setup. So we can see that NQ actually swept it here. But this is MNQ. On regular NQ, we failed to sweep out the 530 data high here. And if we go to ES at that same time frame, we can see what ES sweeps out that data high. Higher high for ES, and then lower high for NQ. But on MNQ, we swept. But I'm using NQ, right? So we had that SMT. Even if we didn't, the model was still there, right? Off the open, this was the trade to play, right? So we know the SMT, we know we've swept it out, right? We can see this 5-minute fair value gap here coming into the session open. We see a nice respect, and then we see a nice break into the open, right? This is a first presented fair value gap play that you could have grabbed short at, placing stops here, and then TP, obviously, data low, and you could have played consolidation lows or wherever else you want to play it, right? Boom. That was the first trade. Again, we did not take. A bit too ambitious for me off the open, considering conditions. But I said, right, data high, then data low. Swept out data low. So now what am I looking for? The best time frame, guys. This is my favorite time frame for Confluence, is the 5-minute. The 5-minute, we see the 5-minute respect here. We're going to see what? A 5-minute inversion here. So 5-minute. Fair value gap inverse is here, but I do not get in just yet. The reason why I didn't get in on this 5-minute inverse here is because of the weak close. So I looked over towards a 2-minute. Because we had a 2-minute fair value gap here, pretty huge, right? Again, same thing as the 5-minute close, very, very weak, right? Once we got that strong close here, took a dip entry here, 20,013. Very little drawdown on this trade. Our stop loss was just placed below. And then I played conservative targets. My first TP was here for 30 points. And then we scaled, got break even. And that trailed my stop and profit up to 20. Below the 5-minute fair value gap we had. And I ended up getting stop and profit for the rest. But, you know, understanding that the market just has not been delivering smooth. We haven't found that aggressive volume. Instead of me targeting the data high for my first TP, I ended up finding the consolidation high early scale here. Got break even, rest out. But 13 micros, almost $800 profit there. So coming into the lunch hour, this was the only trade I took. But there was more setups to take. And this is going to be a 5-minute model. Again, this is my favorite time frame. So coming into the narrative, why do I want to see short? Number one is these 5-minute equal lows here. You can notice that it broke on MNQ, but I do not trade based off the MNQ chart. I am trading off of the NQ chart. So on the NQ chart, we can see that the 5-minute had equal lows here, right? We didn't sweep it here. So just keep in mind there. Again, I only use the MNQ chart because my NQ chart is filled with a bunch of stuff. But going back, right, we had equal lows there. And it's again, same thing, 5-minute model. We formed a 5-minute fair value gap, a very aggressive shift lower, right? We're tracing respect. We traded back into fair value gap. How did we act? Inverse here. I wouldn't have shorted the inverse close. Once we close the bearish, that is my short. My stop loss would have been placed here. Scale break even at the internal low. Why do I want to take such an early scale? Because the market isn't smooth, right? You want to play conservative. You would have scaled and got break even. Put your stop loss at break even, and you would have been very lucky. You would have been very lucky, almost hit it. But then once we broke the internal low, you would have started to trail, and then trail, and trail, and then trail, and then trail, and boom, TP hits. Okay, we swept out these equal lows. How did we act? Immediate buying. What am I going to look for now? 5-minute higher time frame. Oh, okay, what did we do? We formed a 5-minute bullish. On the 15-minute, we see what? Not much above. So this could have been a same model. Retrace and respect. We formed a bullish fair value gap here and a bullish fair value gap here. So entry here or here. About a 16-point stop loss placed here. So I would have played conservative and probably looked for a 1-to-1 with this trade. So I probably would have set my first TP at this high, and then I would have my second TP at this high. Something like that. Why? Usually I would just target the high. Conditions first, guys. Not the best. Either a 16-point risk or a 10-point risk to profit 35 or 41 points depending on the entry. There is that trade. And then what do we look again? Let's see what happened to the market. Okay, we inversed. Right, we failed to find buying above. We failed to hit higher prices. And we failed to respect. So we have what? Inversed fair value gap on the 5-minute. Short entry at this 1-minute. TP. Low. And there was obviously a few other lows resting lower. And then there was another setup again, right? 5-minute fair value gap once again. We can see that we traded back into that level. Respected it. Inversed the bearish. The bullish, my ball. Short. Stop loss placed either here or here. In this market, it's here. Conservative. Scale break even. Full TP. Right. And it would have probably got what? Probably break even. But let's look real quick. On a 28-point risk, I want a minimum 1-to-1. We had a max run of 59. Likely what happens here is we adapt. Once we sweep out this internal low, I would likely move my stop loss down here, and it would have been a partial win at about 26 points, so about the 1-to-1. Or could have scaled here as well. But that is the full June 11th CPI day recap. All the potential trades you could take. My favorite time frame, my best time frame for Confluence, for setups, is going to be the 5-minute, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. And if you want to join the Discord, we have a link in the bio. We'd be happy to have any and all new members. Until next time, guys. Peace out.